This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's Tuesday, December 15th, 2020, and it's the Relevant Podcast. Before I introduce the cast, I want to tell you that today's show is brought to you by Christian Planner. The 2021 annual dated Christian Planner is made by Christians for Christians. It's designed for modern Christians to help keep you organized and Christ at the center of your life. It's available in 3 bindings, multiple colors. It's eco-friendly and made in the U.S. With the Christian Planner, you can walk in your faith throughout the year with space for journaling and sermon notes. And as a listener of the Relevant Podcast, you can also get a free sticker book for a limited time. Just add the sticker book to your cart and enter the code RELEVANT at checkout. Be sure to check out their amazing site-wide holiday deals and purchase your planner today at christianplanner.com. Use code RELEVANT. Like I said, I'm your host, Cameron, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Austin, Texas, author and podcaster Jamie Ivey.
Hey, guys.
And from Nashville, Tennessee, artist, producer, mogul Derek Miner.
Yoski.
10 days to Christmas, y'all. 10 days.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right. Speaking of, I'm glad you brought that up, Cameron.
It's on everyone's mind, Jesse.
It's what everyone's thinking about. And I was going to bring, I had 3 Christmas related slices, and I'm going to not bring one because one of them was pretty straightforward. It was a new study about what's better for the environment, a fake tree or a real tree. I'm a real tree house now. Okay.
Well, can you tell us?
Can you tell us? Just tell us the answer.
What's the answer?
What's your speculation, real quick?
Well, I mean, trees are a renewable resource, and fake trees are plastic that do not biodegrade. So I would think for the environment,
I was going to guess real.
I think you're gonna. I would say real too, just logically, but I think you're gonna zag when we think you're gonna zig, and I think the answer is going to be fake trees.
It's actually real trees because it is, so this was a study by a soil scientist, and Christmas tree farming is actually, it is a science because it takes a Christmas tree so long to grow that they really, they are in the earth for a long time, but when they cycle them out, they're on this constant growth cycle. It's not like carrots or something where it's like, hey, the carrots harvest are here. Let's plant some new carrots, and in a couple of weeks we'll have some new carrots. It takes like 10 years to get an 8-footer, okay? Like at the Christmas tree lot. So they put a lot of planting, and they actually have pretty, Cameron, to your point, in all of agriculture, some of the most sustainable agricultural practices. So if you're looking to do the environmentally conscious thing, the real tree is the way to go. But it just got me thinking about the whole Christmas tree thing in general. Are you guys real? And I'm not judging, but there's something about the real tree in the house. It's a huge mess, right?
Huge.
Like there's just the whole idea of taking, I know Jim Gaffigan has a bit about it, but I mean, we're taking a large thing that was in the forest and just putting it in the center of the living room, right? Like it's a whole thing. I'm really conflicted about the whole. It's fun to have, but are you guys real or fake people when it comes to trees in your home?
Real. Every year.
You have a real tree, Cameron?
Every year. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have a fake tree.
It's a whole thing. We go down to the lot. We tie it to the roof of the car. It's a memory. It's fun.
That's very sweet.
I go to the same lot every year and ask the same Christmas tree guy the same questions. And I know he knows it's me, even though he sees hundreds of people, because I ask him dumb questions about, so how far is the Christmas tree lot? How high up Alpine wise we talk? Just stuff I have no idea about, but I want to be cool with the Christmas tree lot guys. And I it's literally the same guys every year. Like, oh gosh, this guy's going to talk about Alpine lines again. Good Lord, get him, just get him an 8-footer and get him out, So, but are you guys, Derek, you strike me as the type that, in theory, would like a real tree. But this year, given some of our recent conversations, I'm kind of curious where you're at with this.
No Christmas tree this year.
No
Not a Christmas tree at all?
Our Christmas tree broke, and I just didn't get another
Derek.
one.
You have 10 days, Derek.
We have just dressed up the whole living room, and the kids designed it in the way they wanted to design it. And we got... Yeah, so they got lights and stuff all over the house in the living room. So it's not like we don't have anything. I was just like, why am I getting this dumb tree? Like, and I know a lot of people love trees, Christmas trees or whatever, but we didn't do it. No
this
Christmas
sums up
tree.
2020 at the Miner house. Yeah.
I think we're missing an important detail. What do you mean the Christmas tree broke? Listen, pretty sturdy.
No, I had a fake Christmas tree.
Okay.
And it was in the attic. And it's just from all of the taking it up the attic, pulling it down the attic, because I'm the only guy in the house, and it was like 10 feet tall. So then it was just like pieces start breaking off of it. Everyone that's had a fake tree knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Like the little things
one of the limbs
that
won't come down.
And it just got to the point where it's just unusable. And then you're looking at Christmas tree like prices, and I'm like, bruh, nah, dog.
Not
we
this year.
finna just, hey kids, what's up? What y'all want to do? Nah, come on, man.
Yeah.
Look, hey, y'all come in here, take all them lights y'all got, bring them over here. We gonna put them everywhere around the house. So the thing is, now that we don't have a Christmas tree, like my whole house is just lit up with like Christmas lights on the banister, like around the windowsill and all of that. So it's like our house is lit from the inside.
Your house is lit. Where are y'all putting the presents if they normally go under a tree?
So I got a menorah from Israel when I was in Israel a couple years ago. So we just have the menorah there.
Love it.
Have it dressed up really, really nice. Put our presents under there and enjoy it.
And look, Derek, I think you're on to something, man, because the Christmas tree is kind of last year. I was recording this very podcast last year, and my wife was adjusting. It was the biggest Christmas tree we had ever gotten. It was huge. It was a real one, and we had decorated it, but it was crooked. Right? It's very difficult to get look, man, I'm not an engineer. I don't know. I'm tightening all the things on the base of the tree. It's difficult. It's got branches. I can't get a level in there. It's gonna be a little tilty. And so Dana wanted to fix it. And, she was adjusting the base, right? And the base, like, as she's kind of, you know how it is. You got those 4 screws. It's very complicated. Someone's got to come up with a better Christmas tree base. There has to be a solution by now where it's not just one adult has their arm fully in the tree, like getting scraped up and all sappy, while the other person's like, no, this way. Oh, whoa. Yeah. But anyway, she was adjusting the base and it started tilting over, and she reached up and she grabbed the tree, and she was lying on the floor because she was at the base. And at that point she realized, I'm pinned here. Like, I have 2 moves. I either sit here and hold the tree, or the entire massive decorated tree just collapses in the living room. And she's yelling. And I have the earbuds in, chopping it up about God knows what. And she was literally, like, I come down, she's like sweating, her arm is like shaking, holding the tree. She's like, thank God, I've been yelling for like an hour. They're hazard. Derek, I'm with you, man. They're hazard. Too much work. And then you got to throw it away. Then at the end, it's like, well, what am I going to do with this? I'm just going to go dump it behind Food Lion like last year, I guess. In the dark of night.
We've had a real tree before, and I'm an Enneagram 6, so I tend to fear things. I would be up at night wondering if my house is about to catch on fire. Like, did we put water in it? Is the tree too dry? My whole family's going to, I don't want to take this jokingly because it's probably happened, but those things can catch on fire. That makes me nervous. I'm always nervous about real trees catching on fire.
Why are you putting that out there?
I know, I'm sorry. I'm just telling you what my brain goes to.
You have to have water in the tree. I've never had a real tree, so you have to.
The base has water in it, and it just like a flower, it'll. Oh yeah.
We never gonna do that. That's
Jamie,
too much work.
It's wonderful. Hey, it makes the whole house smell like Christmas. It's wonderful.
I don't like that smell.
The worst part is the only bad part in my mind is what Jesse said. After you've had it up for a month, and this thing is like dead, drying out. That's when you have to take everything off, making all the needles go everywhere, and you got to drag it out of the house, put needles everywhere because they're super dry at that point. And so, Jesse, your neighborhood, I can guarantee you, if you just put the tree by the curb, they'll come pick it up. I guarantee you. You don't have to you don't drive it to Food Lion dumpsters. You just leave it out front.
I didn't say dumpster. I just push it out the back. I just all right, untie the string. I'm going to gas it. I untie the little rope, and I just hit the gas. And I don't even look in the mirror. Plausible. Hey, it's called plausible deniability. You just hit the gas. I don't know if it fell off. I don't know if it fell off behind the shopping center or in the neighborhood I was cutting through. I don't know because I didn't look back. I'm not going to lift it into a dumpster. The tree weighs like probably 80 pounds. And it's very awkward. I can barely get it out my front door by myself. You think I can hoist it? I'm going to hoist the tree into a giant dumpster? No. You just untie the thread, you just hit the gas, and you do not look back. That's the key. Because it doesn't matter at that point. Doesn't matter. It's natural. It's not littering. It's like a banana peel. You're allowed to throw banana peels out the window.
Because they're biodegradable.
They're biodegradable. Animals eat them. The only thing you got to worry about is slipping hazard. That's it. By the way, no one, in my opinion, I've thought about this, no one has literally in the history of humanity slipped on a banana peel. I don't even know where that came from.
I agree. I don't know where it came from. Yes,
it's
absolutely.
Preposterous. One, okay, where are you going to see banana peels just sitting out somewhere? On a beach under a banana tree? Well, guess what? If a banana peel in the sand, you're not slipping, okay? What if someone just lining hardwood floors with banana peels? It makes no sense. I don't know where that trope came from, but either way, I'm not worried about the Christmas tree. It's biodegradable. Go forth from whence you came, tree, and I just gas it. Back to nature.
From dust into
right
dust.
Behind the Rite Aid.
Right.
All right. Well, we have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, we talk to, and we apologize to him and everybody who tuned in to hear him. We have Andy Stanley joining us today. So there's a lot of people who are probably tuning in to hear some thoughtful, substantive conversation, which we do have later, just not at the beginning of the show. So stay tuned for that.
That was thoughtful. There you go.
It's very
Jesse.
helpful. Very helpful. We also have your feedback, which you don't want to miss because you guys told us New Year's resolutions suggestions for the cast. So we're going to lob those to them at the end of the show. And right now, stay tuned. Up next, it's Slices. You're listening to Alfie Templeman. The song is Shady. Well, today's show is also brought to you by Samaritan Ministries. Let's be honest, talking about health insurance is not something anyone really likes to do. It can be confusing with lots of jargon. Plus, who really knows what it's really going to take care of? That's why Samaritan Ministries is a health care option you should consider. It's not insurance. It's Christians sharing healthcare costs and encouraging one another when there's a medical need. Here's how it works. You choose your health care provider. Medical bills are sent to Samaritan Ministries. They notify members to pray and send you money for your shareable bills. The money received is used to pay the bills, and healthcare sharing is biblical and affordable. Samaritan members directly share healthcare costs with other members, and the cost for an individual can be as low as $75 a month. You can join Samaritan Ministries any time of year, so why not today? Samaritan members know that when an illness or injury happens, fellow members are there to support them. Learn more at samaritanministries.org/relevant podcast. All right, it's time for
Slices.
All right, what do you have, Jesse?
All right, I'm going to address the debate that everyone's having right now. Obviously, it's the subject of national discourse, and it's gotten pretty heated. And of course, I'm talking about what is the best Christmas movie to watch every year. If you had one movie,
Elf. That's it.
Okay, that's
Without a doubt.
Okay, so we have two for Elf. All right. Jamie, but remember, there's probably some recency bias there because Elf is relatively new to the classics.
17 years old. It came out in 2003. And do you know how I remember that?
How?
It was the first mainstream ad that we ever had in the magazine, which launched in 2003. They bought the back cover of the November-December issue the first year we had Relevant. So we had a big ad for Elf. So I'm like, I'm
what
biased.
What you're saying is...
For me, it's either Elf or Home Alone. Those are my two.
Okay. Jamie, what's your thoughts here?
I'm gonna go with Elf. I will tell you guys, I told y'all last week I'd never seen, what's it called? That's a Christmas movie.
Christmas Vacation?
Die Hard.
Die Hard. Oh, yeah. Did you watch it?
Well, I went to the movies last week by myself and watched another movie, but I saw that they're playing it there. So I'm going to watch Die Hard this Christmas season in the movie theater. I mean, I'm going to do it for you guys.
But it's not in the top 5 of Christmas movies. Well, maybe
to
it
me,
is.
pre-Elf,
Sure.
like my number 2/number 1 before Elf was Christmas Vacation. But there's that one scene. So I can't watch it with my family or my kid because that pool scene And
I watch it with my kids. I fast forwarded. It was an easy fast forward.
That's where they skinny dip. Is that
it's
it?
PG-13, and so it's like there's this literally an unnecessary 10 seconds that make it PG-13. And I'm like, I was talking to my son the other day. I was like, hey, we should watch Vacation because you've never seen it, Christmas Vacation. And I was like, okay, I'll just like. I told him, I was like, there's this one part that's inappropriate. We'll just fast forward through that, but the rest of it's really funny. You know, we ended up watching Elf.
I'm going Gremlins. You got to remember Gremlins too. And you also got to remember Christmas Story. Christmas Story is also up there with Legendary Christmas.
So Christmas Story, I'm the person, TBS plays it for 24 hours on Christmas Eve. And so I'm always up very late that night wrapping presents. Right. And so I watch that every year, probably about 3 or 4 times through, like every year. But I only will watch it on Christmas Eve when they do the marathon. But I'm with you too. Like I watch that every year. And then I love, It's a Wonderful Life. And then some of the classics, I watch those.
I'm good.
Yeah, those ones feel like I don't like homework for movies. It's like, okay, I got it. I'll go read a book or something because, like even my kids, we had Christmas Story.
It's great. What are you talking about?
Christmas Story was on, dude. For the young generation, it's they're not getting it. It's like nothing even makes sense. They don't even understand how these kids are dressing anymore. You know what I mean? It's like nothing. They've lost the context for everything. It just doesn't work. But there are 2 different. Pretty big players in kind of the movie world, conducting some research about what is the essential Christmas movie. So Redbox, which is a movie kind of rental service and streaming service.
They still exist?
They do. They're
is that
primarily
the things outside of CVS?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I jammed.
When I was in college, I used to tear them red boxes up, boy.
Man, I jammed a full Christmas tree behind a literal red box one time.
You know what? Redbox to me, like I always wonder, like when I see them, I'm like, who has DVD players anymore? Like
I don't know how I would play that.
But then they also rent games, and I'm thinking about my son, like renting a video game for a couple bucks, like. I'll do that all day long.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, there's like a million places where you can rent a movie on demand these days. But Redbox, the pricing wise and selection's actually pretty competitive. I've rented Redbox stuff on like the smart TV before. It's not bad. But anyway, they did a poll of some of their a big chunk of users, and they asked me 2 questions. What is your favorite holiday classic movie, and what is your favorite holiday movie made since 2000? So 2000 was that cutoff point, right? So that way you don't have like Elf and It's a Wonderful Life on the same list, because to the point I was making about like younger generations, it's like a lot of it, like movies are paced differently, in the last 20 years. You know what I mean? Like you can't really.
Have y'all watched the Charlie Brown Christmas special in any recent time? Because I hadn't seen it forever, and then literally 2 nights ago, because it's streaming on Apple TV now, and so. Cohen had never seen it. And so I was like, let's watch it. It's a classic. I don't think it holds up, y'all.
It's a real downer. It's downer.
Super slow. Yeah. Like, and he starts out, like Charlie Brown literally starts out talking about how he's so depressed.
Yeah.
And like, it's just like super somber. And then like the pacing is like just, and Cohen was like, what is this? Like literally, like
yeah, well, that's how mine were when Christmas Story was on. You would have thought we were watching like a Ken Burns documentary about like the Industrial Revolution. Like they were looking at it like, why are we watching this? You know what I mean? Okay, so for the favorite classics, which is it's pre-2000 or after 2000, number 1 on, and I found this kind of surprising, number 1 on the classics was Christmas Vacation, that far and away, followed by It's a Wonderful Life, A Christmas Story, number 4 was Home Alone, number 5 was A Charlie Brown Christmas. I'm wondering, I'm waiting, when is Scrooged, like the Bill Murray movie, when is that going to make a comeback? I feel like it's poised to, but those were the top 5. So for movies since 2000, number 1, you guys are right, it's Elf. Elf was number 1. Some of these others, I don't even know. I think I've seen. I don't even know if I have. Like, but it kind of makes me think we're in a rut of good Christmas movies, because Elf is number 1, 2 through. Here's 2 through 5. The Polar Express, Seuss's The Grinch, Love Actually, and Bad Santa. Does anybody care about those movies? Like, who's rewatching? Maybe there are people.
Bad Santa.
Yeah, or The Polar Express. Like
that Polar Express. I'm asleep. I've never understood the appeal of Polar Express.
Isn't that Tom Hanks? He plays every character or something.
I think
and it's the kid with the weird voice. Man,
dude, I think it's just the appeal of like a bedtime story. You know,
Yeah.
it's very soothing. You know, for kids or whatever.
I definitely went to sleep a couple of times watching it. So
yeah, but another site, reviews.org, which does a lot of obviously kind of collects of reviews for movies and television shows, sort of a Rotten Tomatoes type of situation. They're taking a different approach to determine the best Christmas movie, and they recently the application period recently closed, and they picked someone who kind of who applied to do this through social media. What they're doing is this person is going to watch 25 Christmas movies in the course of 25 days, and they're going to get $2,500 for it, in addition to subscriptions to like all the major streaming services. And they gave them a list of the top 25 kind of most popular Christmas movies, and they have asked this person over that 25-day period, you have to watch all of them and take a survey that they've put together, and that will determine to their methodology, I guess, what the best Christmas movie is. I have a feeling it's going to be a two-way race between Christmas Vacation and Elf, though Home Alone still holds up. Home Alone is still really funny.
Home Alone is always funny until you sit back and think about this poor child who was abandoned.
Still funny.
And
Still funny.
Jamie's like scared that Christmas trees are going to catch on fire. She's thinking about the safety of the
poor child who got left at home alone.
He bad.
He's a bad kid. That's
we
what
watch
happens to
all
bad
of them
kids.
every Christmas, though. Home Alone, Elf, Christmas Vacation, all of them.
Home Alone, I feel like, holds up because it doesn't have bad scenes. The pacing still works, you know, like it all culminates with such, you know, the last 15 minutes of the movie are hold up as just like can't look away hilarity. That it's really physical comedy, and like pratfalls are really tough to do. Like on paper, it's like, you know, robber steps on nail, falls downstairs. It's like, okay, well, let's see how this works off the page here. But they nail it. Like Daniel Stern's face when that tarantula gets lowered on his face and he like his lips starts quivering. He's like, it's still funny. I can watch the GIF without the sound, and I would laugh. Yeah. All right.
And don't forget, our president has a cameo in Home Alone.
Yeah,
Home Alone 2. Home Alone 2. Yeah.
Oh, it's in Home Alone 2. Okay.
Yeah, when he goes to the Four Seasons
Trump Tower,
The Plaza.
The Plaza.
Yeah.
There you go. All right.
So.
I know what Derek has, so we're going to end with Derek. So
good.
What do you got, Jamie?
Yeah, let's end with Derek because I'm so excited. I have, we talked on Friday's show about the tweets of last year. And then, Jesse's bringing us all of this about Christmas movies. So looking back on 2020, we are like looking back, what are the most searched for things? What are the things that people are watching and doing the most? Well, there's now a report about what Americans searched the Bible for the most in 2020. It's been a rough year, understatement of the year, but there's some new data from Bible Gateway, which is the biggest online Bible tool that there is out there. And no surprise, but protests, pandemics, and politics dominated all of their searches. In fact, they saw searches spike around events this year with COVID-19 lockdown. Even when Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd, the murders happened there, they saw tons of spikes in their search for racism and justice and equality. Anyone want to guess what the two most searched for, no, not the search for, the two most shared verses were of the year from Bible Gateway?
I would think.
I'll give you a clue real quick, okay?
Okay.
I'll give you a clue. It didn't change from every year in the past decade.
I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm. I'm guessing that's one.
Jeremiah 29:11 is one, yes. And then the other one, come on, you got it.
The other one is...
just think of our boy Timmy.
Timmy Tebow?
Philippians 4:13.
I thought he did 3:16. I thought he did John 3:16.
No, he was a 4:13 guy.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Take back. I apologize, Tim. John 3:16. Both of those, nothing changed for the last decades. Those have been the most shared Bible verses. But I will tell you this: every year they have the same most search words, which are love and peace. However, a new word came in third place this year, and it's a word we need. President Obama used it in his campaign. Hope. Hope was the third most searched for word on Bible Gateway.
People were looking for hope this year.
People were looking for hope this year. I don't blame them. I get it. But that was their what they said about this year.
Oh,
I don't know anybody who shares John 3:16. Have you seen anybody share John 3:16 this year?
I share Austin 3:16.
Yeah.
They're the two most shared Bible verses, and they haven't changed in the last decade.
I can see that being the most like searched, just because like I feel like people who may not be familiar with Scripture constantly encounter it, but maybe
That's
they're like, "Hey,
starting
this is,
point."
Yeah, hey, this is what that guy at the the Raiders game was holding up, texting it to their friend or something." But yeah, it's not all that shocking, but it's
Jeremiah 29:11 is always going to hold. It's always going to come in top.
Yeah, it is interesting that. It's Jeremiah 29:11. Well, this is I'm in in no way a Bible scholar, but like there is other context to that really sort of shapes the understanding of that verse. And I think it's total. Look, man, I think grace is. I think God would much rather people engage with His word, even if they don't really understand the full concepts, the context. And I feel like the Holy Spirit is really powerful in kind of guiding people to His truth that seek His truth. But there's a lot of additional context that kind of reframes our understanding of the word "you" in that verse. You know what I mean? Like he seems to be more addressing kind of the nation of Israel and Jeremiah as a prophet, not necessarily personal. But again, I think the heart of it is good. I think it's good that people at least have an entry point.
For sure. There's another one they shared. Pandemic was a major search, and people were looking at passages about like disease and plague, and that led. They said the Bible Gateway people said it led them to two verses. One of them is Jeremiah 33, and it says this: "Nevertheless, I will bring health and healing to it. I will heal my people and will let them enjoy abundant peace and security." I mean, that taken out of context, you're like, yeah, I'm naming and claiming that verse for 2020 right there. So they found a lot of interesting things like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's cool. Hey, good for all these Bible apps, though. You know what I mean? Making it easy to share it. Yeah, I remember the old school where it was that really thin, crinkly paper and a highlighter. That was all we got for sharing. A little note on the side. Star this one. In case I'm thumbing through. We revere the Bible, but it's the one very expensive book that we're allowed to just write all over. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it was like a status thing in youth group, like who had the most markings on their pages. And then the hardcore people, they didn't do highlighter, Jesse. You do yellow crayon because yellow crayon doesn't bleed through. So
I've never heard that before.
Yellow crayon. My mom would collect yellow crayons because she'd take them out of my crayon set. She'd just take the yellow out.
And then you can highlight it. Yeah.
So you never got to do a drawing with the sun, huh?
My sons were very orange because that's all I could work with. So
if you're really hardcore, you color code it for different reasons. Like, this one, come back to this one's about finances. This one's about this. You got a whole color system.
That's good.
Some of those that I feel like that's big in like the old lady Bible study community. They got like 7 highlighters for different things. This blue one I'm highlighting for my grandson. This green one, they got a little map key with their highlighters somewhere.
The Bible app has that though.
Yeah,
like you can straight highlight script. Yeah, I do that a lot. Like I'll be going through something and boom, highlight it, have it tucked away. Then I go back and go through my little notes. You feel me?
Yep.
All right. What do you have, Derek?
Y'all know what time it is, baby. Look, you know how many times I've been tagged in this on Twitter, Instagram by the Relevant Gang. Y'all know what's up. Shout out to one of my homies. She said, she feels bad for me because I'm one of the only Star Wars fans on this podcast. So, you know what I mean? When we talking about space and aliens, Thanos, all that stuff, I feel vindicated. I feel vindicated. I'm going to take my time with this one.
Derek, I wish I would have had my son call you last night because I had to sit and listen to this nonsense for like 35 minutes.
He should have hit me up. It's time.
He is so excited. I'm telling you, it's like I'll let you do your thing before I tell you what he told me last night.
It's time. Former Israeli space security chief has got everybody in a frenzy. This was trending. And he said those unidentified flying objects that, were declassified earlier in the year are not just, just random events, but it's actually like aliens have been in contact with Israel and with the U.S.
President Trump.
Specifically Trump. and they have formed a Galactic Federation that you have aliens and you also have Americans in an underground bunker in Mars. And the aliens are here studying the fabric of our universe. His name is Haim Eshed. I know I'm probably butchering it. I'm sorry for my Israeli friends, but my man Haim, he said, yo, they're here studying humanity. They want to study the fabric of the universe. Now, here's the thing that really tripped me out. He says there's a signed contract agreement between the U.S. government and these aliens. They have signed it, and that Donald Trump was actually on the verge of busting this wide open, which is what a lot of people thought. They thought Donald Trump was going to bust it wide open. That's why we had Space Force and all of that. But the aliens was like, yo, bro, you got to chill. You got to relax. America's not ready for this. The world's not ready for them to know that we exist. So right now it's aliens among us. They just kicking it, chilling. They just waiting for the time for our little brains to catch up so they can pop out, and then it's gonna be popping. I'm down.
Can I point out two, I think, essential things about this story? One, okay, to be fair to Mr. Eshed, who made these revelations, he's a pretty decorated former military general, right? Like,
Facts.
But it should also be noted he's 87 years old and is on a book promotion tour called Secrets of the Universe or something like that. Like, he's got some skin in the game, and it seems like he's probably at the age where he doesn't really care about his credibility. Yeah, he's long since retired.
I have nothing to lose.
Yeah. The other thing I think it's important to point out is, do you honestly think?
I know what you're going to say, Jesse, and this is exactly what I was thinking.
And again, I'm not being partisan. This is a personality observation.
I am with you.
If Donald Trump, the human being, sat down at a meeting, at a conference table with aliens to talk through this Galactic Federation deal, do you think he could help himself not to say it?
This is exactly what I was thinking.
This is a man who seems to lack any sort of filter. Look, I'm not making any. Let his Twitter feed. You read that and you be the judge. Because look, the core of what he suggests, I don't think, like, if you're just thinking about it objectively, right, and just like the plausibility. Okay, so like just go down the reasoning of it, right? The universe is very big. It's probably pretty likely there are other intelligent beings out there. If they were to discover us, that means they're far advanced. They're far more advanced than us, and have probably thought through a lot of the. They've probably had some manner of thought about what the consequences would be to interact with just this far off planet that isn't as advanced as they are. Rationally, it would be like, well, we should probably strike a deal with the leaders to make sure we don't just freak everybody out and just destroy that whole planet. So, yeah, all that is reason, like, in the line, if you just go down reason.
Hold on, though. You're coming from outer space and you're looking at like the
Earth.
The Earth.
Yeah.
Then why would you select the leaders of? Why wouldn't you go to the large? Look at China. Look at India. Why would you select Israel and U.S.?
It's America. It's America, bro. Like they
may have.
America.
They may have
for sure.
But the other thing too that makes me skeptical of this is
you're skeptical of this.
I'm not. I have drank the Kool-Aid.
The other thing that makes me skeptical of this is there have been other documented cases of U.S. presidents very interested in like classified files about UFOs, and it is some of that information. It seems to be outside the reach of the presidency. Like there are some offices that seem to be higher than the presidency when it comes to intelligence issues, especially if the president seems to be a little loose-lipped about things that he probably should. Like I honestly believe that there are it probably wouldn't even go to the president if there was an alien deal. I don't think the president's being involved. I think there's probably other divisions of authority that are probably taking the reins.
So here's my rebuttal. My rebuttal is this, and then I'm gonna be quiet. My rebuttal is this. All right, number one, Trump don't care about the law. This man has lost the election. He's still talking about he won. So we know, bruh don't care. But then on top of that, yes, he probably would like when you ask the question about his loose lips, would he leak it? The man started a whole new division of government. for space. So I'm just like,
okay, I'll give you
look,
that.
You feel me? So maybe he said it without saying it. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But what you think, Jamie?
Well,
what you think?
I was thinking the same thing when I read it, and it says, this is the article. It says, claiming President Donald Trump even came close to spilling the beans to humanity at one point until the Galactic Federation talked him down. And I was just like, again, not partisan here. I take Donald Trump as a man that nobody talks him down from anything. And so that, or so he thinks.
Although aliens might talk you down, you know, if they say, look, we're going to.
But I do want to tell you guys this. I knew this was going to come up today. And my son, I kid you not, he talked about this last night as if it was the best thing that has ever happened in his life, to our world, to humanity. He said to me, and I asked his permission if I could tell the entire world this. He looked at me straight in the eyes and he said, Mom, if they put people on a spaceship to go meet with them, I would sign up today. You guys, my son has drank the Kool-Aid. He is ready to have a meeting with the Galactic Federation. He's ready to be a representative from not only Texas, but from the great United States of America. Caden is ready.
Well, I think Caden would be a better representative than the man who we all observe stare directly into a solar eclipse without sunglasses on. Okay? If I'm going to trust one person to handle space stuff, it's either, like I said, someone who we've seen stare directly into the sun, or your son, who seems to have a fascination and a very optimistic outlook about this whole situation.
Caden is ready to give his life. He's ready to give his life for this.
To me, this brings a new angle to some of the stuff we've seen. Maybe he's not as crazy as we thought. Maybe when he said you could shoot ultra light beams into people's body to kill coronavirus, maybe he got that direct from the Galactic Federation.
You're putting a little spin.
Maybe when he said you could pump bleach into your body, he had got that straight from the aliens. So I'm just saying, y'all gonna give my man some props. Look, matter of fact, listen, I'm not going to put a MAGA hat on, but, you know, thank you, Mr. Trump.
This is going in a direction I was not expecting.
The Galactic Federation. Thank you for, you know what I'm saying, representing us with the Galactic Federation. I'm trying to get my superpowers. I don't know what y'all on, but I'm trying to get mine.
The other implication is this, that okay, so let's take this guy's word for it. There was a meeting, and they're like, well, we're not part of the Galactic Federation, so I guess it didn't go well. Like, if they did have a meeting with these world leaders, the aliens got back on their ship and they're like, hard pass on them. I'm not letting them in. Do you believe those crazies? Like, the Federation, like, let's just tell them nicely, hey, the people aren't ready. It's going to cause a panic. We can't let them in. We're not going to be rude about it. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we're having a party. We wanted to invite you. It's just not going to work out this time. They let us down easy, but they really, let's say they had this meeting with world leaders are like, guys, maybe next year we'll circle back, see if we got some stuff tightened up. Let's get a couple things tightened.
Just go back to the Mars bunker for a little bit and come back. Yeah, man. Galactic Federation.
Cameron, what you think, man? You just been chilling, bro. I need you.
The whole thing just feels like Grandpa's going senile, and it's sad to watch. You know, he's 87 peddling stuff. I mean, it's just, I don't know.
Or he's like, I'm cashing in, man. I'm making one last. I'm like, he's like, I don't care. I'm writing a sweet alien book, and I'm gonna go viral, and I don't care. Like, give me them royalties.
Has anyone from our government said anything about this?
NASA has. NASA.
They did?
What did NASA say?
Essentially, NASA, I'll say this. Their statement that I read this morning was surprisingly sort of gracious about it. They said, we think there's a very likelihood that there could be life out there in the galaxy, you know, the search for life in all forms as part of NASA's mission, but we don't know anything about any kind of Galactic Federation. Yeah. So they did respond.
They know.
All right. Well, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Andy Stanley joins us. Sorry, Andy. You're listening to Boy Pablo. The song is Be With Me. Well, today's episode is brought to you by podcast creation platform Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor yet, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. First of all, it's free. There are custom tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will then distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and every major platform. The cool thing is you can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Well, Andy Stanley is an author, speaker, pastor, and the founder of North Point Ministries. We sat down with him recently to talk about his newest book, Better Decisions, Fewer Regrets, something we can all use. Here's part of Tyler Huckabee's conversation with Andy Stanley.
Let's start just by talking about the book. Why did you decide to write this book?
One of the things I ask people a lot when I'm, especially leaders, is, hey, what breaks your heart? Because when you think about what breaks your heart, oftentimes that leads to new ideas, new innovation, new organization. And honestly, the thing that breaks my heart since I was in student ministry, 25 years, 30 years ago, has been watching people undermine their own success with their own decisions. And you know this, Tyler, there's enough headwind in life. The last thing we need is to create more resistance to our own hopes and dreams by just making dumb decisions or bad decisions. So through the years, I've sort of cobbled together these questions that I've asked myself, I've taught my kids to ask. One of them in particular is something my dad raised me on. In fact, at the beginning of the book, Better Decisions, Fewer Regrets, I tell a story about the fact that when I was growing up, my dad, who's also a pastor, had a terrible habit of, he would not answer my questions. And of course, a lot of kids don't want their parents' advice, but I'm saying, like, when I would ask him to help me figure something out, his response was, well, what would you do if I wasn't here? What would you do if I was, I'm like, but you are here, but he really wanted me to learn to be a good decision maker. And the only way to teach kids or anybody to be a good decision maker is to put the decision back in their court.
I don't want to spoil anything, but can you tell me what those 5 questions are?
Yeah. Well, that's okay. The first question is the integrity question. And the integrity question is, am I being honest with myself? Pause. Really? Am I being honest with myself? Really? Because there's an internal salesperson in all of us that has an extraordinary ability to sell us on bad ideas. And one of the things I tease out in the book is whenever we catch ourselves selling ourselves on something, we should hit the brakes, because we rarely have to sell ourselves on a good idea. We're generally selling ourselves on a bad idea. The second question is the legacy question. This was huge for my kids. And the legacy question is, what story do I want to tell? What story do I want to tell? And helping my kids and helping me remember that in every decision-making environment, especially when things are kind of tough and we're having to make a really hard decision, eventually this season of our lives is not going to be anything but a story we tell. So before I commit to the decision, when I'm looking back on this, what story do I want to tell? What story do you want to tell? The third question is the conscience question. The conscience question is there a tension that deserves my attention? That is, and Tyler, we've all been there, where you're making a decision and everything in the left column, everything on paper looks great. I mean, this is what everybody does. This is an industry standard. But right before you pull the trigger, or as you get closer to making the decision, there's just something on the inside that just gives you pause, and you have no explanation. So is there a tension that deserves or needs my attention? Fourth question, this is the maturity question. It's a question I've written about before and have talked about since my student days, and that is, what is the wise thing for me to do? Not what is the wise thing for everybody else to do, but in light of my past experience, my current circumstances, my future hopes and dreams, what is the wise thing for me to do? And the last question is the relationship question. And this is, of the 5, this is the one that has no return on investment necessarily, but it's the question that has changed the world and has the potential to change every relationship. And the relationship question is, what does love require of me?
All right, so obviously everyone has different experiences, but what are some of the common themes you see from people who make bad decisions? What are the things that tend to trip us up?
Well, and this is why the first question, the integrity question, is so important. The reason we make bad decisions generally is because we aren't even honest with ourselves. The hardest person to lead is the person in the mirror. Always. The person in the mirror, that salesman inside of us, as soon as our heart gets wound around something or someone, we immediately start justifying, which means we just are just lying. We just come up with reasons for things that, one of the exercises in the book, this will help answer the question, is I say, imagine going into a retail store and the sales associate saying to you out loud the kinds of things you say to yourself in your head when you're convincing yourself to do something you know you probably shouldn't do. I mean, imagine a sales associate walking up and saying, oh, well, I see that you already have one, but this one's newer. I mean, a sales associate, you would think, well, I'm insulted. Or what if they said, hey, well, if you get home and don't like it, you can always donate it. Well, no one would ever say that, does. But we say that kind of stuff to ourselves all the time. So again, one of the things that gets in the way is we just aren't honest with ourselves. So that whole question of, why am I doing this really? Why am I going there really? Why am I calling her really? Why am I leasing this really? I know what I've told everybody else, but come on, Andy. You owe it to yourself to at least be honest with yourself. That, and the second part of your answer to your question, is the people we surround ourselves with. We just need people around us who will be honest with us, confront us, gently say, I don't think that's a good idea, or I don't think you've thought this through. Or to the point of the book, Andy, I don't think you've asked enough questions. Tyler, I don't think you've asked enough questions. You need more information. So those two things, they trip us all up. And that's one of the reasons I wrote the book.
Yeah, so that's interesting. When we get to a place like that, what would you say to someone who feels lonely or doesn't know who to trust there?
Well, trust is connected to relationship, and relationship is connected to time. So there's no way to rush trust. And there's really no way to rush a mature relationship. So that's just going to take time. But one of the questions we ask even as a church is, can you program a relationship? And the answer actually is yes. This is why church is important, why small group is important, why clubs are important, why hobbies oftentimes throw people together with common interests. So while you can't engineer a relationship, you can choose the environment that puts you in proximity with people who are moving in the same direction you want to. And one of the scriptures that I taught over and over and over to high school students, and it's one of our key our 7 checkpoints for students now, is he who walks with the wise grows wise, and the companion of fools suffers harm. And so the people we do life with are going to influence the direction and the quality of our lives. So it's a great question. It's a big deal. And having people who are making similar types of decisions that we are, again, it supports us when we're trying to make the right decision.
What does it look like to pray about it? What should those prayers actually be? What should our expectations for those prayers be?
The key I'm confident of is this. There's the personal will of God, which we all want to know, should I take this job? Should I marry this person? But there is the moral will of God, which is sort of this basic framework that we're to live in. These 5 questions actually keep us in that basic framework that is going to greatly increase our ability to be sensitive to and hear from the Holy Spirit when it comes to those personal decisions. And Tyler, you've had this situation, I'm sure, many times, where somebody comes to you and they have had no interest in spiritual things. They've not been, whatever terminology you want to use, walking with the Lord or seeking God's will. And then suddenly they have a big decision to make, and they've not been asking what is the wise thing to do. They've not been asking what story do I want to tell. They've not been paying attention to that tension. And suddenly they want a very, very, very specific answer to prayer as it relates. And the frustration that you've had and I've had in this conversation is, you know what? You just haven't created the context to know. This is why the Apostle Paul says the renewing of our mind. He says, when you renew your mind, you set yourself up to be able to recognize the will of God. His words are, and then you will know what the will of God is. So if you want to know what the will of God is personally, then you have to be in the process of renewing your mind generally. And again, we're just going to live closer to that center line of being in God's will. So it's a process, it's maturity, it's everything the New Testament specifically addresses.
All right, for the people who read this book and have made some bad decisions, do you have any advice about how to move on from regrets?
This is so important. Again, you're asking great questions. Our decisions and our past should always be something that reminds us, but our past does not have to define us. And that's why this is such an important topic. Our decisions are like the steering wheel of our life. You decide yourself into a direction. You decide yourself in and out of relationships. We decide ourselves forward. So for the person that has a boatload of regret or is just coming out of a season of regret, my advice is simply this. Hey, you decided your way in. Now you get to decide your way forward. But the only way to decide your way into a better future is to begin asking better questions. What story do I want to tell in the next chapter? And to the point of your question, here's the thing. The chapter of regret may be your worst chapter, but it's not the final chapter. And again, by God's grace, you've got both hands on the steering wheel, and the steering wheel of your life are the decisions you make. Write a better story.
That was Andy Stanley. Make sure to check out his new book, Better Decisions, Fewer Regrets. It's available wherever you get your books. You're listening to Fleet Foxes. The song is Can I Believe You? Okay, it's time for your feedback. Last week, we asked you for New Year's resolution suggestions for the cast because we learned on last Tuesday's show that Derek and Jamie and Jesse don't have resolutions in mind to kick off the new year. So we went to you guys to help them get started. You hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, and you posted on the Relevant Magazine Instagram account as well. Here's a few of our favorites. All right, Ben Stroop, guys.
This is funny.
My God.
He says, this is the year
Benny boy.
Jesse finally buckles down and learns to long snap and join the Washington football team. Jesse, longtime listeners know. Jesse has a long-standing theory that if he applied himself for 3 months, he could become a professional athlete like a long snapper in the NFL.
It would have to be like a target sport like bowling or darts. Or a weird outlier position. Long snapper, it's illegal to even hit the guy.
I
don't even know why they're so big.
Right.
Yeah, they literally got one job. I honestly, I don't even, I'm going to be real talk here. Long snapper, give me a month. I got it. I'll nail it every time. I just spend 2 hours. I don't even need a full day. Give me 2 hours.
I feel like that's the best job. You just snap the ball and make,
Cameron and I met a long snapper who had a Super Bowl ring and he seemed pretty content. Yeah. He seemed pretty content.
Champ. We tried on his ring. It's the same ring that the QB got.
Probably not a concussion on his medical record.
Right. Yeah. Ben also suggested for Derek that this is the year he's going to get Jerry Blackwater's album recorded.
Hey, let's get it, Jerry. Mess with your boy.
He said Jamie's resolution should be to finally watch Die Hard. That one's already happening.
I'm doing that before Christmas.
It's awesome. Jamie, you're going to love it. It's seriously like a really fun movie.
So I went to the movie last week by myself. I'm going to go see Die Hard again by myself in the movie theater.
Jamie, Die Hard absolutely holds up. I don't have to do a Die Hard thing right now, but I think it really set the course for a modern action movie because the pacing is great, the comedy is great, the villains are fantastic. After you watch it, you should watch The Movies That Made Us. It's a great docuseries on Netflix. They recently released one about Elf, and they have one about Nightmare Before Christmas and Home Alone, but they have one about Die Hard, and just the intentionality of the decisions, the source material. The Christmas party was taken over by terrorists, but the director was like, honestly, I want this movie to be kind of fun fun. Terrorists aren't fun. Like, terrorists are scary and terrible. So they made it these like crazy band of like robbers and henchmen. And Hans Gruber is one of the greatest villains of all time. He's hilarious, sinister.
Period.
Yeah. Derek, you're with me. Karen, are you a Die Hard guy?
I've seen it. I couldn't recall too much about it other than like Carl Winslow is the cop. I remember that.
Yeah.
But
yeah. His arc is the most serious and the most dark. I mean, it's about a police shooting, but either way, very good movie. I'm all for the Die Hard.
John Gurley said, Derek, this is the year that you need to collaborate with Kanye to produce and mix a DMX Christmas album.
I'm with it. Let's get it done. Let's get it done.
And it's your inroads to being BFFs with Kanye. So there you go.
Hey, it's perfect for me. You know what I mean? Like, and I think I'll get DMX them slaps. You feel me?
Yeah.
Just get it.
John said, Jamie, your resolution should be to watch every movie that's released in 2021. Since you go to the theater by yourself.
I do go to the movie by myself, you guys. I'm not afraid of that.
Hey, this year there was every movie in 2020. I thought you said 2020. I was like, there was only like 8.
4.
So yeah.
Jesse, your resolution, John Gurley said, it should be to release to the press that you found Bigfoot in the Bermuda Triangle. I don't know why that's a resolution. You just do that, but
yeah, I mean, that's just a life mission.
Bethany says that, Jesse, your resolution should be to pursue your airborne law degree.
I mean, I should found the law program for
everybody knows that
Sky
Jesse
law.
has a theory about sky law, that if you're off the ground, the earth laws don't apply to you. So if you jump up or float or fly, you can do things you can't do on the ground.
It's a theory called terrestrial jurisdiction. And the implications are that it's technically not illegal to jump kick somebody because the crime was committed in the sky and no one else.
This sounds very libertarian.
This sounds very like Galactic something.
Exactly.
Like
Thank
you're
you for
a part
saying
of
that,
them.
This is at the core of Jesse's libertarian leanings. Is
That's
that
right.
He feels that nobody owns the air, nobody owns the sky.
How can you? Property lines don't go vertically. It's simple. There's no such thing as airspace, in my opinion. Where does it stop? Just shoot out to the universe forever? You do the calculations, okay? And then we can figure that out. Let's just make the sky free play, okay? That's all.
Let's see. I'll just do one more real quick. John Gurley also said to file all 6 chapters of bankruptcy by Christmas 2021. Why is that a resolution? Why would you want to file all 6 chapters of bankruptcy? That's terrible.
John is a wild boy. I saw some of his stuff. I'm like, he wild. He a wild boy. John Gurley, wild.
Shelley Swalm said podcast road trip to visit Area 51. That's the goal for 2021.
Done.
Is that where all the aliens are?
That's where the Galactic Federation Earth base is. Yeah.
That's where they're hiding them aliens.
Let's do a live show from there and invite the aliens on, guys. Derek, you can reach out to them. You're their man.
I ain't mad.
I know.
I ain't mad. Me and Kaden.
Kaden's coming.
I'm gonna take Kaden with me.
Yep.
That's my dog. We gonna go together.
You guys, oh man, there's more where that came from. Go check them out. Okay, it's time for this week's
editorial question of the week.
Well, earlier we were talking about the most popular Christmas movies, and it got us thinking. We need a new crop. It's been pretty light since 2000, so that's what we're going to do for this week's question of the week. We want you to pitch us a 1-sentence summary, as well as the title and who would star for a Christmas movie that should be made. Now, if you think about it, classics like Home Alone and It's a Wonderful Life are very dark. You wouldn't think of them as an uplifting Christmas plot, right?
They leave their child, Kevin.
Yeah. So there's a big range here that you guys can give us for what's your elevator pitch for a Christmas movie that should be made and who should be starring in it and what's it called?
For example,
yes.
You can say Ernest Saves Christmas, and I'll just stop you there. Greenlit. Okay, what's the next one? I mean, you have I'm going to cut you off right there. I'm going to write you a check right now with your name and official information, and the amount is just going to be blank. Come back when Ernest Saves Christmas is done. There, done. That's the pitch.
There you go. All right. Hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, or you can post on this episode post on the Relevant Magazine Instagram page. Well, many thanks to Andy Stanley for joining us today. Make sure to follow him on Instagram at Andy_Stanley. Also, a couple of housekeeping notes. I've mentioned the last few episodes, we're hiring at Relevant. We are looking for an advertising account executive to handle all of our advertising partnerships. and more sales. If you love sales, if you love media, check out the job description at relevantmediagroup.com. Also, we are hiring a writer and social media creator to handle relevant social media. Go check out that description at relevantmediagroup.com as well. And to get you in the Christmas mood, after all this talk of trees and movies, check out the relevant Christmas mixes that we have on Spotify. We're posting a new one every week this month. It's called A Very Relevant Christmas. Part 1, 2, I think 3 are out now. Go check them out on Spotify. And also make sure to check out the November-December issue of Relevant, which is out now. It features Matthew McConaughey, Social Club Misfits, Jen Hatmaker, Letitia Wright, and so much more. It's available for free by our presenting sponsor, UHSM. Right now at relevantmagazine.com. Just click on the magazine tab. There it is. Well, on that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Jamie Ivey.
I'm Derek Miner.
We will see you on Friday. Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
I apologize to no one.
Relevant Podcast Network.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care. Go to Dutch.com to get vet care that is always there for just $92 a year.